ladies and gentlemen, my name's Nader, and today we're gonna watch some new play cEDH. Back from the Canadian Nexus 3 that was on, I don't remember which date, but 2 weeks ago. We have a quick game between Magda, Najeela, Atraxa, and Volo. Deck tech is Magda tries to get some treasures, try to get some dwarves out, some treasure to make treasures, and trying to find a tapping loop so that you can make a big ton of treasures. And after that, you can tutor. So tutor in the command zone is incredibly powerful. Najeela, looking for a way to make Wooburg. Every time she attacks, she creates a warrior token, and every time warrior attack, she makes an extra token. So it goes snowball effect, trying to get a Derevi so that she untaps and make Wooburg. Or I got a Soul Cauldron so that she can pay 5 colorless to get an extra combat step. Atraxa, Food Chain Commander, Mist Hollow Griffin, and Eternal Scourge, I believe. It is an Eldrazi that both can be casted from exile, so you get it in play, sack it to Food Chain. It will create that CMC +1. So you exile that creature, you recast it, and since it's a +1, you get an extra 1, and then you go infinite, you sack Atraxa after and loop through your deck. Volo is a not popular one. Volo is, when it gets on the board, you can get a book, and then you write down the name of the creatures that you have casted. It is technically I cast big creatures, and I try to do stuff with it. Just want to make sure. And yeah, when you get multiple creature name, you tap 2 and tap, draw a card for each creature type noted for target permanent you control, named Volo's Journal. So that's why you write in the name. So quick one, we've got a pregame from the Atraxa player, pitching a Pact of Negation, I believe, from Lord of the Ring. So Magda starts Cavern of Souls, Chrome Mux imprinting a Shattered Cold Smashing, taps for 2, get Magda out, first turn. So if you want to stop a Magda player, you need to kill Magda as much as possible. Otherwise, she will make a bunch of treasure and she will be able to get recasted over and over again. Like any commander-centric deck, get rid of the commander and you will win. Najeela shortcutting into a bayou to get a Bird of Paradise in play, and he'll pass. Atraxa dropping Mana Confluence and cast Arcane Signet. Mines of Moria, I have a legendary creature, so it enters untapped. Taps 1 for a Springleaf Drum. Making a red with the Springleaf and Magda to get a treasure. For 3, I'll go for Blood Moon. Ooh, do. So that is one way to stop the game. Est-ce que j'ai fait un job de mal dans l'édit, man? On Vamtutor on upkeep, Atraxa draws drop a land and pass turn. Blood Moon being Blood Moon, brutal as hell. So he can tap is fetch land for red to play Gravedigger's Cage. Gravedigger's Cage will stop me from grabbing creatures from my library. But there is a few other combos that I can do without any creature. Gravediggers is also a super good for Breach. And not Najeela, but Winota would be something. So pays 2 to drop Lightning Greaves. Try to equip to Magda. Taps for 2 for a Metal Torque. So right now I'm only missing the Clock of Omen to go infinite. So thanks to the bird, he can play that right shaman. Taps for his land and exiles Simeon Spirit Guide to cast Najeela. I'm always mixing up Najeela and Winota. What can I say? I play mono red most of the time. Passes to Atraxa. Untap, upkeep, draw, drops a land. Passes. Goes on turn 3. Make a red. Make a treasure. Oh, Gimli. So Gimli, when he deals combat damage, he makes a treasure. He has double strike. So since he has double strike, he's gonna tap to attack. He'll make a treasure. He'll deal first strike, makes a treasure, deals normal strike, makes a treasure. So it is a 3 treasure per turn generator. Will go out, so I'm going up to 6. So you'll see me start the shenanigans. On block, I do something because I could untap my creatures and make sure they I got some blockers. But I'm not going to do that. I've seen that nobody has anything to counter or do anything. And I actually forgot about the boots. So you always need 2. So I tap Liquid Metal Torque to make Magda into an artifact. From there, I will tap the clock and a treasure to target Magda to try to untap her. So she'll get untapped, and at this point I'm like, I'm missing something. Calculating, she's alone, I don't have a tap outlet. I'm like, what did I miss? So you'll see me actually go get damage. 2 commander and 1 from the warrior. And I'm like, what did I forget? And I keep looking at my board, trying to explain the loop. I'm like, God, I'm missing something. Missing 1, only 1. How? And I say, sure, we'll go to second mid. And I was, oh God, I forgot about it. And you need to remember, when you switch phases, the active player has priority. So at this point, I got my solution, but I cannot do anything until the Najeela player does something. So he's going to try and go and cast Diabolic Intent, sacrificing the token. So I'll tap the boots and Magda to activate the clock to try to untap Magda. Magda triggers, I make a treasure. I'll use Magda and a treasure to activate the clock to untap Magda, and I can do that and get infinite treasure. Now, the hard thing about this one is the Gravedigger's Cage. So on the Diabolic Intent and on the first activation of the clock, so on the first clock activation, it will go and try to cast Brain Freeze. So we're up to 6. So only Diabolic Intent and Brain Freeze was casted. So I will mill 6. DCM, Pyroblast, Smuggler's Capture, Deflecting SWAT, Rending Volley, and Magus of the Moon, which is none of the actual combo pieces that could have stopped me. So I'll activate Magda. Always over the Diabolic Intent. Need to pay attention that I cannot go get a creature. So the first error I make is I go get Roaming Throne, because Roaming Throne makes a second treasure, so I would have infinite tapped and untapped treasure, which is super important. And what I can do is get something to kill the Gravedigger's Cage. You always want whichever commander you're playing, okay? You never want to remove any stacks piece unless you're on the verge of closing the game. So casting Legion Extruder, I'll ping Najeela for 2. Well, putting the Legion Extruder for 2. I will right after go get I'll go get Sculpting Steel. Sculpting Steel will copy the Legion Extruder. The Legion Extruder will deal 2 damage to the Najeela player. And now I'm kind of stuck because I need a creature. Well, what I can do is use the Legion Extruder, send the Sculpting Steel to my graveyard, and yeah, that's right. That's me right there, unlocking the game. I don't even know why I'm talking. I should not explain it. So Spina Fish on the Gravedigger's Cage. So I'm getting Roaming Throne because every time I will do the loop to tap to untap Magda, I will make 2 treasure. 1 treasure for the first activation, and then Roaming Throne will reactivate. So now I've got infinite tapped and untapped trigger. And the untapped triggers are necessary because you need to use mana to use Bark Form to do your combo shenanigans. So as we see in the top, we got Legend Extruders, Bark Form Harvester, and Sculpting Steel. So what I'll do is I'll use Bark Form Harvester, pay 3, send Sculpting Steel in my library. I will get it with Magda on the board, will copy Legion Extruder, will ping somebody for 2. I'll sack it, Sculpting Steel, which is a Legion Extruder, to send it to my graveyard, Bark Form into my library, go get Sculpting Steel, and since I can get infinite tap and untap treasure, I can tap my stuff to untap the Legion Extruder. So that way I can ping for 2 infinitely and I can win the game. So I believe this was game 3 of the CanadianNexus3. Super good tournament. I did super well. You've seen the final earlier. Thank you everyone for watching my games. If you want to comment, I will pay attention to any comment and I will answer you. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next game.